Hello, good evening. Please, I quickly want to address an issue. It has to do with our marriage. You see, someone wants to get married, and you went to the family of the bride. They gave you the price, the list of what you need for the traditional wedding. And on the day of your traditional wedding, all the rites according to law and custom of the people that you are marrying from were performed. This is according to law and custom. And like in Benin, where I came from, they'll count the woman on the lap of either your father or anyone, any elder in the family there present. They'll count the woman in his lap, handing over their daughter legally to your family. Everybody celebrates, you dance, you're happy. You are legally married. A traditional marriage has been performed. The next day, these couples went to church again. And the pastor, after taking their vows, now said, I now pronounce you man and wife. I now pronounce you man and wife. My question is, the one that happened yesterday at the family's house, what happened? Have you nullified it, Pastor? How do we think? How did we even get to this degenerated level? Listen, white wedding, it is self-explaining. White wedding, it is the white people's way of getting married. It's not ours. Your traditional marriage, that's your marriage. You are legally married. If any pastor wants to bless the marriage, let him be present in the family's house on your traditional wedding day. Let him pray for the family there. That's what is required. Listen, in the Bible, twice Jesus was invited to a wedding, at least the ones he recorded for us. And the Bible stated that these weddings took place in the family's compound. The second one, when Jesus was told by his people to come, let's go, he told them, no, I won't be coming. They left. And later he went secretly, the Bible said. Why did he do that? Because they were already looking for him. They were already looking for a way to kill him. So he was going secretly. Then who were those looking for him to kill him? The Sanhedrins, the religious leaders, the priests. These are the gagoos, the big people in the temple. They were present in that wedding. That's the implication. That's the meaning. They were right there. The Bible said they occupy high places in occasions. So they were there in that wedding. Hence, Jesus was to come secretly. Can you see that? The wedding didn't take place in the temple. But rather, the church leaders, the temple leaders came to the family's compound for the wedding. It is the family of the bride that gives out a wife and not a pastor. What does a pastor even have to do with it? Is he one of the family? A marriage should be consummated. A marriage should be blessed. Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Let the pastor be present that day. Look, all this is just a way of making unnecessarily expenses. It's not our culture. Does the white people do traditional wedding? Do they combine your traditional wedding with their white wedding? Why are you combining their white wedding with your traditional wedding? What does white wedding has to do with a black person? Are you white? Can't you hear what is called? White wedding, not black wedding. You are black. Your wife is black. Pure Nigerians. Typical Edo. Typical Igbo. You are doing white wedding. Who sent you? This is just imitation. It's being unreasonable. And it's one way we are selling ourselves, making ourselves continuously to be slaves to these white people. Because we continue to adopt their own ways, throwing ours carefully, gently, one after the other, throwing our own ways out. Now, after combining traditional and white wedding together, you wonder why marriages don't last long? Oh, I know why. Because our fathers, our old people, married the traditional way and they stayed in their marriages till old age. Nothing separates them, not even death. They remain in their husband's house even after the man is far long gone. And now you are wondering why they don't stay. Look, I know it. Because they stay a little time for the time the traditional lasts. That's when they stay in their husband's house. As soon as the white wedding kicks in, they behave like the white people. They leave their husbands. So if you combine your marriage, if you combine your traditional and white wedding, it won't last long. You will only survive in the wedding as long as the traditional lasts. Once the wedding starts, once the white wedding starts, you are out of there. Take it or leave it. Look, I hate anything idol. That's normal. Idolatry, no, count me out. That's crazy. But idolatry is not tradition. They are two different things. And so, any tradition that has fetishness in it, throw the fetishness away. Take the tradition. This is culture. It's our culture. It's our way. And this is how we give our women's hands in marriage. Look, before the whites came to colonize us, there was nothing like white wedding. If our fathers want to get married, they go to the family, ask the family, please, I want to take your daughter as my wife. The family tell them, okay, present so and so. Even those days, they have to go to the farm and work. They present what the family ask for. They give them their wife. That's all. It's after the whites came to colonize us. People saw the whites' way of wedding. Oh, I like the way they do their wedding. I want to do mine that way. That's how this thing came to be. It's not in our culture to do it. Now, it has become a must that you must do your traditional wedding. And then the next day or whatever, the next week or whatever, you now have to go to church and do another wedding. The one where you fed do waiting, who cancel them? On your traditional wedding day, you were rightly by your family handed over to a man. You people are legally married. Now you go to church and the pastor is saying, I now pronounce you man and wife. The one the family did, who cancelled it? Ask that pastor. This is just unnecessary. It ought not to be so at all. If we want to break away from the slavery of the white people, we must at all costs do away with their culture and be content with what we have as a people. I just thought I should clear this evening. Because even these days, people that cannot afford a church wedding have been mocked and laughed at. Whereas, it's just useless. Completely nonsense. That's not our wedding. Ours is the traditional wedding. And once you've done that, you are married. If your pastor wants to bless the marriage, let him be present on the day and pray for both of you. That's the way it should be. Let's stop this slavery.